Earlier this year, Milwaukee police officer Peter Jerving was killed in the line of duty.
And now months later, and for a first time, a one-on-one, his mother sat down with our own Sarah McGrew to talk about her son, his life, what community support has meant to the Jerving family. Sarah.
Yeah, when Patty Jerving told me that she was finally ready to talk about her son, she had two requests: that we do the interview on a sunny day and at a park. And last week, I met her at a picnic table in District 4 where her son worked. And I spent the next hour learning about a son through his mother's eyes.
Officer Peter Jerving was killed on Tuesday, February 7th.
Almost 5 months after losing her son, Patty Jerving, understandably, still chokes up talking about him.
I just would like to say I love him.
Officer Peter Jerving, Patty's 5th child and first son, was killed in the line of duty on February 7th. A morning that began with a ring at the doorbell.
They just said, there's been an incident. And Doug said, well, how's my son? And they paused. And it seemed like a very long pause. But at that moment, I knew it wasn't good. So they said, no, he passed.
Today, what gives her comfort is her faith.
I actually had a dream about him being in heaven too, all dressed in white. So that was a comfort too after he passed.
And knowing Peter died doing what he loved.
I knew it was a dangerous job and I was afraid for him. But I knew he had wanted to do it, for a long time.
When was the earliest you remember about him maybe talking about wanting to be a police officer?
That was when he was 13. He had gotten together with some friends that weren't the best. He got a little disrespectful of his parents, and he did something, and we called the cops on him. And this very nice police officer came and talked to him for the longest time. He just told him, now you've only got one mother, you should be respectful of her, and made Peter cry. Mm-hmm. And after that, he started talking about he wanted to be a police officer.
But that childhood dream was delayed.
When he graduated, he wanted to go to the academy, but we couldn't send him at that time, so he just got a job.
Patty says her son was hardworking and determined. What Peter set his mind to, he would eventually achieve.
After he turned 33, he realized that if he was ever going to fulfill his childhood dream, he should do it. He joined in June of 2018, and I was told that it had been 22 years since a police officer had been killed in the line of duty. So I thought, it's a dangerous job, but he'll be okay.
And she was so proud of her son. From his service to the season of basketball he played as a teen to the way he made people laugh.
This is our oldest daughter, Rachel's wedding. And this is Peter, he loved to make people laugh.
Through tears, she proudly showed us his Medal of Honor.
American Police Hall of Fame Medal of Honor, presented in memory of Officer Peter E.C. Jerving, Eric Christian Jerving, Milwaukee Police Department, Wisconsin, who in the performance of his duties as a public safety officer gave his life on February 7th, 2023.
Patty also thinks about and prayed at her son's funeral for the mother of the young man who shot Peter, who was also killed.
I also ask for you to please bless the family of that young man, and especially the heart of his mother. She also lost a son on February 7th. I do think about her and I absolutely wish her well. I don't know how many children she had, whether he was her only one.
If you ever had the chance to sit down with her, what would you tell her?
I would probably just cry with her. I don't know what I would say to her. But I just wish it had turned out a little different.
Through some of the toughest weeks of her life, Patty has been in awe of the community, especially the day of the funeral.
I saw everybody waving their flags and holding their hearts, because I wanted to remember that, that they thought so much of a Milwaukee police officer for them to come out.
How do you remember Peter?
He told me he wanted to be the best damn cop that he could be. So I told a lot of people at the funeral and later, I don't know if he ever wanted to be a hero, but he wanted to be the best damn cop that he could be, and he fulfilled that.
A cop and son who will always be close to his mother's heart. Reporting in Milwaukee, Sarah McGrew.
What a strong woman.
Yeah, she really is.
You can tell she's comforted by her faith, but dealing with a lot of pain here. What has her journey been like?
Yeah, you know, through her grief, what's amazing is she's really thought of others. She told me she knew the entire police department was hurting after the loss of a coworker. Since her son's death, she's been to every district to show her support and gratitude. And she told me she may have lost one son, but she's gained so many sons and daughters in the Milwaukee Police Department. And we talked for so much more than what you just watched, and you can watch the whole interview at tmj4.com.
Yeah, her strength is just unbelievable. And the family during the funeral was just so gracious and wonderful. But thank you for shedding more light on Peter's life. I feel like I got to know him.
It was an
more.
honor.
Thank you, Sarah. Well, if you'd like to support the family of Officer Jerving, you can donate to the Fallen Heroes Fund. That money helps support law enforcement and their family after an officer's death or injury. All you have to do is scan the QR code that you see on your screen to donate. You can also find a link at tmj4.com.